Hello traders, greetings from Poor to Rich Way. This is Satya, your fellow trader. I am before you to share all the knowledge I have gained over a period of time as a trader. I have been a very passionate learner over a period of years. I love trading naturally, and equally I love teaching. I love to share whatever I have learned, the mistakes I have made, the losses I have made, and how I have overcome the loss to make to a profit. I hope this particular session will be useful for you in some way, and your precious time will not be lost. I am essentially a day trader, and I consider this as a day trader's lounge, an area where anyone even remotely interested with the day trading, I think next few slides which I am going to share will give you an overview about how my trading principles are, and of course the next few sessions following that you will be able to learn each and every principles of that. In this particular session I'll be introducing myself about my trading journey, how exactly it started, where I was and where I am now, and a very important question I would like to probe: really, is it possible for day traders to make money? What is the logic in which I worked? And if so, can anyone really master? Why should one master day trading? The reasons which I find from my perspective. And I would also like to share my trading edges, and all this put together, how exactly the plans I have to share with you. So this will be the content of this particular session. Let's get started. My trading journey started way back in 2013 when I wanted to explore trading as a mainstream of income, mainstream of challenge to explore, to make money out of it. So when I started that, naturally I fell for the trap, and then like everybody else, getting the tips from different people and starting to trade, and eventually I lost quite a good amount of money. Then I started learning more and more, different courses, different books, the excellent books and the works of very many great peoples like what you see on this slide now. All these people have really derived and shared their knowledge beyond words to who I am now. I started trading with indicators, with different types of indicators, with different types of value theory, and then whatever you think it's possible. And after over a period of time, I realized all these indicators, the moving averages, super trend, whatever you call that as, RSI, all these essentially are derivatives of the price action. When I realized, and when I was pointed out by great works of price action traders, I thought this should be my future direction. Instead of learning the derivatives, I started learning the raw price action. The price action, the candles, how exactly the logic behind it, the supply, the demand, so many different aspects of it. And in this price action trading, which I call myself as a price action trader, one name that stood apart from all these people is Al Brooks, the person who have really refined my trading technique. His book Bar by Bar Charts is one of the finest that's available in the market for the day-to-day market now at present. Before Al Brooks, I started my journey as a Wyckofian. I started exploring Wyckoff principles, Tom Williams, and then so many different people, those who have explained Roman in Wyckoff analytics, and then Bruce Fraser from Stock Charts. So many different people have really influenced. I found Wyckoff to be a very, very important principle for you to stand on this particular market, whether it's going to be a day trading, positional, or whether it's going to be an investment. That basis of the complete market, the cycle, how it works, I think Wyckoff is the best. But still, I found something was lacking. It was not suitable for my temperament. I wanted some more signals, quick signals, and much more clearer for me to think. So I started exploring further. From the Wyckoff, I started diversifying to volume profile, market profile, then volume spread analysis, order flows, and As I was exploring these philosophies, I was also looking into the works of, I think, one Sridhar Iyer, who started comparing different types of the chart pattern. I think it's an A.B. Kaufman's, if I am right, Sentiment Indicator. That was a book, a wonderful book, a compilation of different types of indicators. I'm sorry, different types of, it's not an indicator, it is different types of the charts. I started learning three-line break, Kagi charts, Renko, point and figure, which is superior over other, and there was one brief period of time I was trading instead of multiple indicators, getting signals from different types of the charts. I would be using a bar chart as well as a candle chart and then three-line break to come to a signal. That was one period of time and I was found it to be useful. But now my philosophy is accumulation of all these things, putting into a simplistic way, an approach, a system where I stand very clear and I am very comfortable in the way at present I look into the market, which is what I am planning to share with you in the few more sessions to go. The open source materials which I found extremely useful for the beginner, those who don't have any knowledge in the stock market or very minimal knowledge, I strongly recommend you to read Zerodha Varsity and also Sensible. Some of the videos that's there in Sensible, I think it's extremely good. The sites which is extremely good, I think the balance.com, Investopedia, there are different sites is there. And along this trading journey, initially I was trading lots of stocks. Now of late the idea is to make money as simple as possible and without much confusion. So as of now I am concentrating only on the Nifty. I do index trading because the profits what I am getting from the index trading is sufficient enough. It satisfies my quest, and probably I am quite happy with the amount of profits I am getting. So I am not planning to explore further. Maybe there is a possibility investment wise I may put on some stocks, but as of now my trading, the explanation, the sessions, whatever I am going to share, it will be based mainly for the index trading. And it will be the same for any instrument, because index is just an instrument. Whether you are going to trade the stock or whether you are going to trade the instrument, it will be the same. So now let's come to the question, can day traders make money? Now the question is, how much money you want to make and how fast you want to make. There is no limit. Each person's probably the goal will be very different, and for me, I considered for any trade in an Indian market, when I was trading NSE Nifty index, for every trade, if I can get the lot of the Nifty index is around 75, so for one lot, for one trade, if I am able to get around 1500 to 2000 rupees, I was quite happy. I will explain you why. Because my trade in a day trading, I do the scalping as well as the swing trading. The scalping essentially lasts only for probably just few minutes or sometimes just about 3-4 minutes, that's all. So that is one trade. So in that one trade, in one lot, that is for the capital of either 50,000 or so. If it is going to be a volatility is going to be less, if the intraday margin is going to be 50,000, sometimes volatility will be more, the intraday margin will be like a futures, in which case we may have to have a capital of around 1.6 or 1.8 lakhs. But still, for this particular investment capital and for this time, and if you are able to get for one lot, then the multiples of lot and the multiples of trades, you can do the permutation and combination. If you are going to take 10 lots, then for the same amount of time you are going to get about 15,000, and if you are going to take about 5 or 6 trade a day, legitimate a perfect trade, which I will be showing you over a period of time, then I see no reason why this is a good revenue and a very comfortable way of making trade for a day traders. Let me go and then explain you in the chart. Now this is a Nifty chart. What you see on this side is 5 minutes, as you can see, and this is a 1 minute chart. And all this chart on the bottom, what I have made is the true range. That is the range of the candle. This is the range of the candle. For example, in this particular, it is the range is going to start from 9465 and it has traveled down till 9431. That means 30 points range. And this is a true range. If you see this true range, you can see this is a maximum on this day. This is a 13th 5. I want you to concentrate on 13.5. The maximum it has been on 300 rupees. That's probably the biggest candle, so which we'll ignore it. But on an average, it's around 58 points, and the lowest is going to be 18 points. So which means in a 5 minutes time frame, the range of the candle varies between 18 to 50 minutes approximately. Now among these 18 to 15 minutes, what as a day trader I look at is, I want to take 20 points for a trade. I consider this to be a very simplistic job, because you have the lowest limit of a candle range of 18 and the average of maximum of around 58. So between this, your target is somewhere between 20. That is good enough for one trade. If it is going to be much more than that, it is okay. So if you get a good trading signal, so that means even if one candle, this candles for example, what you see here in the cursor, if this candle which is going to be, this is going to be a legitimate, this is again a signal which is a climatic bar, there is already buyer's presence, it is coming up, and this is a signal of the buyer. This is a very legitimate. I think we will go into detail later how the signal exactly is valid. If you are going to enter here on this aspect, on this candle at 10:20, where a buy is signal triggered, and then you are still in long for one candle, second candle is also a bullish candle, still you are in long, and third candle is also a bullish candle. Probably you can exit at this level or this level approximately. That means there's going to be 9,389 till 9,451. So in one trade ranging from 10:20, we started at 10:20 and we exited at 11 o'clock. We have made almost around 90 to, let us say 50, that means 60 points. So which amounts to around 4,000 rupees for one lot, which is I think a fair enough money for you. Same way in this downtrend. This is again a huge powerhouse candle, what we say, and this is a legitimate sell signal. So you enter in this particular trade for the short at 9:20, and again you stay in this short because this is still giving a short signal. This is also a short signal, bearish candle. This is also a bearish candle. This is a bearish climatic candle. So you exit here, which means from 9,453 you shorted at 9:20 and you exit at 9:40. In 20 minutes again you have made around 60 points. Of course we need to know how to enter, why should we enter, but the question here is, can day traders make money? So a day trader who is doing a swing trading has made money of 4,000 here, has made money of another 4,000 here. Now it has become range bound because as you see this candle does not have any volume, so we cannot go for any bullish this one, and he is going to probably have one more trade at this level, or there is a possibility of one more trade also. If you are a very good trader, you can take a long trade on this signal or a short trade again on this signal. Of course it looks very easy to say that you take a trade of a long, you take a trade of a short, but you need to be having a precise signal, which is what I am trying to share with you at a later time. But the question is, among this each candle which is going to last for around 20 points to around 50 points, it should be a very simple affair if you have your knowledge base precise, if you have your entry precise, if you have your signals precise, if you have a clear mind. There is no reason that you should fail to take 20 to 40 points, which means around 1 to 2 candles. I think you cannot make a mistake, provided if you really learn very well, which I actually did. Now let's come to the 1 minute candle. 1 minute candle we use it for scalping. We don't use it for swing trade. Again, we depend upon again the similar type of signals, but you need to be really very sharp. But the idea here is, now in this 1 minute candle, when you see the range on this day, the range is going to be, this is the lowest range where you see 3 points, as you can see here. You follow the cursor so that you can see, and here you can see the maximum of around 12 points. So which means for every minute we have a range of 3 to 12 points. Now among these 3 to 12 points, my take home profit for the futures, for the Nifty, this one break even is 3.2. If I win 3.2 points plus, then I break even. So anything over and above, let us say 3.5 points, is a profit for us. So if you get a very legitimate signal where, if you consider the non-average is going to be between 3 to 7, that means average, let's put it as a 4 points per candle. If you can be in a trade for about 3 candles, very similar to the 5 minutes what we said, 3 candles in, and if your direction, the signal, the entry is precision, then there is no reason why you should fail. So the idea is, or the logic here is, whether you are going to trade a 1 minute time frame or whether you are going to trade a 5 minute time frame, as far as the price action is concerned, it just sees the candle. We see the candle, we learn from the candle, we try to evolve what is going to happen from the candle, and we make the best bet that's available at that point of time. It does not matter to us whether it's a 1 minute time frame or whether it's going to be a 5 minute time frame or whether it's going to be a 15 minutes time frame or whether it's going to be a one hour time frame or whether it's going to be a 1 day time frame for a positional. The more and more, the bigger it's going to be the candle time frame, the signals is going to be less, the profit is going to be more, but the risk are going to be equally more. So the bottom line, is it possible for day traders to make money? The day traders can make money in a scalping in the 1 minute chart. They can also make money easily in the 5 minute chart, since the range is perfectly acceptable for a day trader to make money. So once you understand this concept, that means we are going to target 2 to 3 candles. That's our profit. Our goal is to capture the move of 3 candles. So in a trending market, for example, when you see this 1 hour chart, you can see here it is getting accumulated. It is above this moving average. It is getting accumulated in this particular area. Suddenly there is a spurt in the volume, and again it is testing in this area, which all this put together, this price action, we say it is a legitimate price action, because first it bounced back from here, again it pulled back, again it was trying to test, again it was trying to pull back. So it never was able to reach this bottom, which was the bottom at 11:30. So at 12:15, around 12:13, 12:15, there was a good breakout candle with a good volume, which was supported by a follow through candle. So this area 12:17 is a good entry point, and our target is, naturally the stop is going to be the end of the swing. Our target is going to be 2 to 3 candles which can capture the move. So this candle was trying to go up, but it was not able to capture the move. Then there was a bearish candle, again there was a bullish pressure here, and there is a huge candle. So this one candle itself is sufficient for us to make the profit in the scalp market, because in our scalp market our target was to have around 12 points. That means 4 points per candle, 3 points. In this just one candle, down 9082, we reached immediately to 9094, followed by one more candle of a range which is almost reaching around 9105. Again it retreated and then it went high up. So the idea is, it is very much possible for us to make money doing a day trading, but the observation has to be very, very precise. The steps has to be very good, and we should be able to get and capture a nice signals. If we can do all these things together, which is a story by itself, The way I have learnt it, I am going to share those stories with you. But if you can do it, I see no reasons why a day trader can't make money. Depending upon the capital, you should be able to easily make money around 50 to 60,000 rupees in an Indian market. A bare minimum of around 10,000 rupees per day, let's say 5 to 10,000 rupees, even if you are not very big, and maximum of around 50 to 60 based on the amount of lots what you are going to do. Okay, now let's go back to the presentation. So I think you should be able to agree with me, or at least explore in this particular line, 2 candle profit to 3 candle profit is what we are making at to make the day traders. So it's very much possible to make money. Then the next question is, why should one try to master day trading? Now that we know that it's going to be only 2 to 3 candles, why can't we directly go for positional so that you can have a much more bigger range? Because 1 hour candle is going to give a big range, a day candle is going to give a big range. It is very much possible, but it based on the temperament. What I consider is carryover effect. Emotionally, there is no carryover effect at all in the day trade trading. Either you win or lose, so your night sleep is not going to be bothered about it. You are not going to get up tomorrow and see whether the market is going to go high or whether there is going to be a gap down or gap high. All these unnecessary emotions is not there at all. People do go in for it in a totally different way for an investment. I mean, there is nothing right and wrong. It based on the each temperament. But I feel if I can make 1/5 of that money of an investment in a day trading consistently over a period of time, and if I can sleep well on that night, I really feel that we should not go in for, rather I would not go in for a positional type of a trading. That is my reason why I wanted to do the day trading, or why I wanted to learn, explore and make myself very precise about the day trading. Okay, now the second point is there are multiple opportunities. What we mean by multiple opportunities are, suppose if you are going to take a 5-minute time frame, in a day we have 75 candles. Among those 75 candles, I am looking at 2 to 3 candles. So you can see the permutation and combinations. You have an immense possibility. Even if you make mistake 2-3 times, still you among 75, your target is 15 candles, 3 into 5 candles, because you know from the previous explanation that it is possible for us to capture the 3 candles. So all you require is 3 candles. So because it's a 3 candle, if it is going to be a 1 minute, it is much more than that. The opportunities are much more than that. It does not make things easy. Don't carry yourself that because opportunities are there, naturally opportunities are there, that means the rewards are more. Equally the risks are also more. But since the opportunities are more, the people, those who can play well, can really master well. And the risk is less. What I mean by the risk is less is, most of the time we keep the risk at the end of the candle, if it's going to be a very big candle, the low or high of the candle, or the end of the swing. So if it is going to be a 5 minutes, then the swing is going to be small. If it is going to be a 15 minutes, the swing is going to be big. Naturally the risk is going to be less. Your opportunities are more, the risk is going to be less. But whether you are going to trade in 15 minutes time frame, or whether you are going to trade in 5 minutes time frame, eventually from what I have read, the trading probabilities, the amount of money made by the traders supposed to be the same. This is as per the Albrookes and different people. Those I have also found it to be the same in my own experience. If you are going to make around 50,000 in a day trading, you are going to make the same 50,000 even in a 15-minute time frame. But with the less risk in 5 minutes and under multiple opportunities. Supposing, let us say that you have an important work, you are free only from around 9 o'clock, 9:15 till around just 11 o'clock. If you have mastered the day trading, then you can work only for that particular time. Still you can be happy in your life. You can carry on with the rest of your other work, other priorities. So these are all some of the small advantages. So naturally the risk will be less when you are going to do the day trading, because we are going to use a smaller time frame. And the most important, it's very difficult. Why should this become an important aspect for you, for me rather, and for every one of us? If it is going to be difficult, I think we should avoid it. But that's a normal human tendency. As you will be seeing in my next session regarding the trader's psychology and the personality, just because it is difficult, it is not the way out. Because it is very, very difficult, if you are going to master this, let me promise you, the reward is going to be something much more than you can imagine, because once you have mastered the day trading, once you have find the smallest nuances which is happening in the smallest time frame, then the positional trading as well as investment becomes extremely simple. Your day trading becomes your day time frame becomes quite a simple affair, because you have seen the finest of finest signal. So the same signal, when you are going to use it in a higher time frame, since you have already mastered the day trading, I have found this philosophy as well as this approach to be extremely useful for me for the positional, and then when I am going to go for a bigger investment, because the candles are the same. But since you have seen an instantaneous profit and loss, your mind is so tuned, your mind is so clear that this is going to be a profit and this is going to be a definite, probably a loss. So I think mastering day trading, one should really explore, try and then try to achieve it, the reward or something really beyond the day trading. Now let me come to the next discussion, what I would like to carry. What exactly are my trading edges that I have accumulated over a period of time, which I have possessed, which I feel I am quite comfortable, and probably I think if you find it going to be comfortable, you could also really go in. I have three edges because essentially every system has to have something over it, something over the others, so that you stand a chance to win. Now the first is of course the price action analysis. The price action analysis, which I do very, very systematically. I'll be sharing with you probably in the next slide and also in the few sessions, because it cannot be shared in one slide. It's going to be a very, very long session, and it is going to have such an amount of knowledge. It is going to be so precise, it is going to be very, very useful, and the whole idea, it's just I have made it very simplistic. So price action analysis I find to be my very important edge. Along with the price action analysis, I have also coupled the volume candle charts. I think if you recollect the chart which you saw, or you can scroll back and then you can rewind and see that later, the chart which I use is actually a volume candle chart, which gives me a very precise the price action along with the price, what also is going to be the volume. Many people use volume and many don't use volume. There are equally plus and minus. I consider volume to a certain extent where it is really required. I do avoid volume. My first, as I have put it here, first is price action. If the price action says in one way the signal, if the volume is going to defeat, I will probably go by the price action. This is how I work. So volume candle charts is the one which I am going to use, and third is the type of the trade. So from the type of the trade, what I mean by the type of the trade is, I trade both in the future lot as well as I trade in the options. So I make a combination of the type of the trade. Sometimes I trade future, sometimes I trade options in the same day as per the price action. So I will be explaining in detail about this. It's a very simple logic, which is a very, very profitable way of making money, and the loss, keeping the loss to very, very minimal. So these are all the three edges which I have accumulated over years of experience: the price action analysis, using the volume candle, and the type of the trade. So this three actually has made me quite a good and a precision trader. How am I going to share all this with you? Of course, whatever I am going to share, some are going to be a totally open source, free, because many of the things I have learned it free. So I would like to give for fellow traders. Naturally, everything cannot be given free also. There will be some sort of things which will be nominally charged. Now let us see how exactly I approach. This is all my own principles which I have been approaching. Whenever I see a chart or before I really start a trade, I have certain basic concepts which I put as a basic concept series. And over these basic concepts, whatever I have learned, then I started reading the charts. There are some very wonderful chart mastery skills courses are there, books are there, which is essentially with the bar charts and with the Wyckoff. But it's something amazing that if you get hold of so many things, you can really read. But I can give you a lot of reading materials, which the chart reading series, which I put everything as a chart reading series. So with the knowledge base of basic concept, you start reading the chart, you start seeing what the storyboard is, and based on this chart reading, you start doing the paper trading. This is what I actually did. So this is a series in which I progressed. I started doing the paper trading, and there are specific ways I did the paper trading, and I had the journal, I had the results, I had done all the mathematics, I did the analysis to see whether it's workable or not workable before I really executed it. All this again I will share you with the paper trading series. And lastly, the live trading. In the live trading, of course, I started live trading directly. I'm planning to start the trading room also, where you can join, and then you can just play with me the trade, whatever that is going to happen. But this is all the ways, the 4 different series which I thought I'm going to share with you. Basic concepts, and with the basic concepts we will start reading the chart. Once you become mastery of the chart, then you start doing the paper trading. Once you become very sure in the paper trade that you are sure to make money, then you start deploying it in a live trading. And in the live trading, you can just join the trading room, you can observe the trading room for about 1, 2 months, 3 months time. Once you see that you are perfectly comfortable, then you can start trading with the real money. So let's go into dig little more detail. This is going to be just an outline, as I said. This is not going to be everything. In the basic concept series, what exactly I feel, or what exactly, how I have categorized it, I would say. I categorized it as 3 most important components. The basic components, I categorize myself, my thought, the knowledge, whatever I have, as a universal concepts, as the candle and formation dynamics, and diagnostic dynamics. What I mean by this is, the universal concept is something like a background. It's going to be there throughout on your mind. The candle and formation dynamics is, as the candles are forming, it is the pattern. Some people say it's a pattern, but as you see, it is not just the pattern, is something after it has formed. But now we are going to analyze as it forms. That's why I said use the word dynamics. The formation, because more than pattern, I consider formation dynamics, how it's going to be important. In that, I am going to tune my mind, I am going to tune my thinking, so that I can see the charts much more clearly. And based on the formation, I am going to use some diagnostic tools. I am going to use some dynamic tools for me to give me a direction. Is it going to be bullish? Should I take a long? Is it going to be bearish? Should I take a short? So at any given point of time, these are all the 3 things that I am going to consider. So let me share what exactly are the universal concepts. One is going to be the trader's personality. Of course, we have to make ourselves to a best personality that is required for the trading, and we need to understand the price movements, how exactly it moves, why it moves, and what we can expect from the movement. And once we know both these things, the execution, very important. Are you going to execute? How practically are you going to execute the trade? There are different types of orders, there are different types of way to get in and get out. So we will be talking in detail about the trade execution in the universal concept. These 3 will be first covered in the universal concept sessions. And lastly, the trade management. The trade management, even though it's a universal concept, we will be discussing that only in the last aspect when the diagnostic dynamics is done, because until then we will not be able to have a very clear picture. So the first primary 3 things are going to be the universal concept. Now let's go a little more deeper and see what exactly the candle and formation dynamics. In this, I call it give up candles. Give up candles are the candles where when you see, you know that one party is given up. Like for example, you say that enough is enough. Okay, I just come out of it. I'm taking the loss. That is a time. The bullish people giving up say I can't hold anymore and it is going to just go suddenly down. Or the bearish people say that I can't hold it anymore and suddenly it just goes bullish. So there is a specific way of identifying this candle. This candle are extremely important for us to look into it, the way it forms. So I call this as a give up candles. And outstanding candles, like we have an average trader, we have an outstanding trader, we have a loser. Now we want to see an outstanding candle at any given chart. The moment you find this outstanding candle, the characteristic of outstanding candle, some people, Wyckofians, call this as a significant candle or S candles. So once you see this candle, you know for sure that that is the way the direction is going to be. So we need to identify these candles. Then we should also know the climatic candle. That means the end of the candle. That means the road is going to end. That means that's what we say is a climatic candles. Then we have a powerhouses. Powerhouses are again from stock charts. I think we started using this. I started learning and I started using this particular terminology. A candle which is full of power, which is full of volume, which says that there is an enough amount of energy to drive the prices much higher or much lower. So we need to identify this powerhouses as it forms. And of course the normal double top and bottom, which you normally come across in any different patterns on any different innumerable number of books. Wedge top and bottom, again from an Al Brooks. I think this one. Triangles, different types of triangles. As it forms, we will be again seeing how exactly it forms, why it forms, and what is an inference which we are going to take it from that. So this triangles, different types of triangle. And mushroom and saucer, again it's be from an classical Wyckofians, where we say an accumulation and distribution, which you can normally see in a higher time frame, but whenever it happens in a lower time frame, it's a very powerful signal, because it classically says how exactly the accumulation is done, a distribution is done, which again sometimes we will be going in little more detail as an upslope and downslope type of an accumulation and distribution. So some of the principles of the Wyckoffs will be covered here, and which I start seeing it. Now in the diagnostic dynamics, the moment I open the chart, I wait for the opening candle and I read what exactly the opening candle story. This is a philosophy which I have learned from the market profile. So we will again be talking about it, incorporating the principles of the market profile here. Based on this, we will be talking about overlaps and gap, again from the Al Brooks principles. The steps, again I think even the Wyckofians also follow the steps, and also many people are following the steps, also Al Brooks. The same thing we will be following it here, which I will be explaining you. Pullbacks, we give a lot of importance for the pullback, how much of the pullback is there, why the pullback is happening, what is going to be the percentage of pullback. So all this will make a decision, an inference for us to take the next step. Along with the pullback, we will also take the legs, the number of legs, whether it's going to be a one leg or whether it's going to be a two leg or whether it's going to be a three leg, and low volume test. The low volume test is again a classical test that's used by the Wyckofians. They call this an spring and an up test. Actually there is a saying in an Wyckofians, you can just be trade only with the springs and upthrust in your life, still you can make so much of money. It is such a powerful way of making money. So we will be discussing about that aspect. We will be incorporating the low volume test in this. And again from an I think Jim Dalton, if I'm right, or Jesse Livermore, I don't remember, market profile principles, which says other time frame traders. It's very important when you are trading in 5 minutes. You need to know which time frame traders are coming in, OTF, what we call. So there are ways to identify it. Maybe it may be wrong sometimes, but still it is a very wise way to look into things, which time flare actually is playing at that particular moment. It's very difficult, it is not always possible, but when there is a powerful signal, then definitely we should not try to grab, because if you are doing a 5-minute time frame trading, and if you find a daytime time frame trader has entered the market, then the move is going to be real huge. So it is not going to be just 2 or 3 candles. You can expect around 10 candles. And naturally, that's what we say as a trend day. So the trend day can happen not with the day traders. The trend day can happen only with the other time frame. So essentially, we are trying to find out the diagnostic using different methodologies, simplistic way to identify this OTF. Then order fills. Order fills is some of the basics from the order flow, whatever I have learned, how exactly the order is being, but we are not going to go through the complete detailing of the order flow, just with the candle, how exactly it's filling, how exactly it is increasing, how exactly it is decreasing, will give a fantastic inference. I think once I show some examples, you will realize such a simple principle as a profound way of approaching the market and making profit for you. Absorption. Again, absorption is a very, very important principle that is being followed in again different types of supply and demand. So instead of learning the supply and demand and then the different zones, if you understand the candle, each candle itself has got a supply and demand. That's what we are going to learn later. So the absorption is basically whenever there is going to be an absorption or whenever there is going to be an exhaustion, it's a very powerful, simple signals to say the supply is overcoming demand or the demand is overcoming supply. So this is a principle which we will be following in this absorption. And effort versus results, again it's a part of the Wyckoff principle. Again, it's quite a simple way to understand once you understand this concept. Analogs is a very, very important aspect. It is very intricately related with the trader's personality. The analogs of that same area, suppose when you see a candle, a similar candle past few minutes or in the same area, how exactly it is done. I think once I show the example, you will be able to understand it. As you see here, this is just to give you an overview of what exactly is there in the basic concepts. Then magnets. In the magnets are very important. This is a concept which is taken from Al Brooks, where it says that which are all the areas where it powerfully get concentrated and dragged by the price. Exactly, precisely, the price get drags towards these magnets, towards this area. There are different magnets that are available, very simple things which you can, I think most of the people by now may know the day high, or there is going to be a day low, previous day high, previous day low. There are different specific magnets are there. As the prices approaches the magnet, you should be fine tuned to really going for the immediate decision and either get out of the trade or to add the position. And intraday price cycle, this is not available. This is something which I think I have observed and then I have made it by myself, which I found it to be very, very useful. And lastly, the data analysis. By data analysis, I mean I do the analysis of FII data, option data of the previous day to know the sentiment. Why I should know the sentiment? Because if I know the sentiment to a certain extent, it gives me an edge. So this is a complete overview of what is going to be there in for you if you would like to learn or if you would like to become a day trader. So essentially, in a universal concept, to summarize, we have 4 things. In the dynamics candle formation, we have 8. And in diagnostic dynamics, we have 14. I am sure by now you would have thought, how is it possible for us to remember so many things? We thought that somebody is going to make things simple, but here what it is presented to you, it looks as though it is so complicated. How is it humanly possible to remember all these things? Let me give you an analogy. Supposing, let us say, you are going for jogging. You are going for a jogging in a park because you are a jogger, you are a health freak, and your jogging time is, let us say, one circle is around 1 kilometer, and you start your jog. On that particular day, the day is real good, great, and in the park, all the flowers are blossom well, beautiful colors, and you just start appreciating the color. And as you jog few steps, you suddenly see a small child which is just trying to play with the ball. You just see the child and then you again go back to your path and you again take few more steps. As you take further steps, You see suddenly there is a small pool of water, and immediately you realize if you are going to keep your foot on that, you are going to slip. You just jump slowly across, and then you again carry on for another 2 more steps. And as you again run for a few more steps, you see a small twig of branch which has fallen off, and as you see that, you just kick with the foot to that particular twig to one corner, and you go further on towards your round. And as you go, you see on the opposite direction your friend is coming, and as you see your friend is approaching, you wave a hand, you say hi, and you carry on in your path for the jogging. And as you progress more and more towards this one, you come across so many observations, but still you never failed to jog. You finish your jogging, you come back to the end, even though you have come across so many millions of happenings. So many different things that happened during the jogging, but you never went out of the path because you were very sure of jogging, you were very sure of your strides. All that came, supposing let us say a dog crossed, a kid came, a ball came, a squirrel came, whatever it is just happens. This part of you just accept it, you just either ignore it, either you pause it, or you further go on, avoid it. But your jogging continues. Why this happen? It happens because everything runs in your blood. It is so systematic, it is so programmed. Your brain is so clear of jogging, you know what are all the obstacles to observe, and as you keep on going, you see the formation that is happening, observation that's happening surrounding, and you keep progressing. I feel the trading is like that. Now, the whole lot of things what I have put across you, it is all different types of happening that's going to be there. But it is going to be a very, very simple affair for people, those who are going to be observant. As you go, you will have to see, you will have to fit in what sort of formation that's going to happen and what is going to be an inference, and you will have to just jump across and then start trading. I am sure everybody can do it as long as you put in effort and as long as you go in for a very, very systematic approach. And for this, with these basic concepts, if you are going to put in all this concept to a proper form, where are we going to do that? That is what is going to be our next area. So this is going to be all these basic concepts, like a jogger, like what he formed a sequence of events. Same way, the sequence of events is formed a storyboard. And once the sequence of event is formed, without your knowledge, your inertia is developed, and the price will run in a direction the way the mind is going to think. There is no way that you can really deviate from the path because the inertia is inside you. All you need to do is form a storyboard. So for that storyboard, we need characters. We need heroines, we need villains, we need so many different people. We are going to put in all these people together, make a beautiful story, and whenever we open that, we see that we get involved, we start reading the chart, and we make a perfect pattern. We understand it. Once we understand it, then we start doing the trading. Of course, I suggest in the paper trading, in the trading view and sensible, probably I will be making some more sessions with that. And ultimately for the live trading, you can join any trading room, or shortly I will be starting the trading room. You can join this trading room also. You can use this philosophy, but it is not essential for you to do the trading room experience. From the paper trading directly you can jump on to a live trading. You can be all by yourself. And that comes to the end of this session. So essentially in this particular session, what I have shared is my trading journey, and I have explained why day traders can make money, and I have explained why one should master day trading. I have shared my trading edge, and I have exposed to the basic concepts, what are the different types of concepts which I use it, and all this how exactly I am going to share with you. So looking forward to you in the next session, the next video which I make. I think I will take you further on with the different types of basic concepts, and also I'll be sharing with you some of the chart reading. Thank you for your valuable time. Goodbye.